Storm of Swords, Female Rimuru X Demon Slayer, by Beast of Boredom. CH38. Fight against Upper Moon 6 third-person POV. Just after Tanjiro and Inosuke arrived to the roof to help Zenitsu, a third eye appeared on Daki's head, causing Tanjiro to get nervous about the scent Daki is emitting. Inosuke. Huh? She's got 3 eyes? Daki. I can see everything now, including all your movements. Now that my brother's awake, I'm able to show you what my true power looks like. Tanjiro. Intimidated true power? Inosuke. Shut up. Your shrill voice is really making me head hurt. Angry at Inosuke's comment, more belts sprouted from Daki's back and attacked the 3 slayers. Tanjiro and Inosuke had to dodge and block the incoming belts, while Zenitsu only evaded the attacks as he held his sword. Daki. You won't even get close enough to start fighting me. Tanjiro. Blocking the obi, she's using more belts than before. I can't deflect this many belts. Inosuke. Dodging the obi. Shut up, worm lady. If you're really as strong as you say, then why run your mouth the whole time instead of killing us? After hearing Inosuke's taunt, Daki chuckled and grew more obi, which started attacking the roof. Daki. Be careful what you asked for. More obi bursts from the roof and began attacking the 3. Daki. Drop dead, you ugly toads. The trio tried rushing close while avoiding the attacks. Suddenly, blades made of blood came flying out of nowhere. The additional attacks have forced the trio to dodge and block as they are being pushed back. Inosuke. Now we have blood blades flying towards us with the belts? Tanjiro. This is bad. If this keeps up, then we'll never be able to reach her. Inosuke. Tell me about it. These blood blades are bad news. I can sense that even a scratch from them would be deadly. After a while of blocking the attacks, Inosuke used the belts as a stepping stone to get up in the air to find an opening. Inosuke. Huh? He then noticed that Gyotaro was about to behead it and panicked. Inosuke. Yeah, damn it, they're gonna decapitate him without me. Zenitsu. Sleeping Inosuke. Incoming attack. Inosuke successfully dodged the attack with Zenitsu's shout. Tanjiro. Inosuke. Are you alright? Inosuke. This is not good. The only way for us to end this is for us to strike at the same time. But we can't expect to win just by avoiding her attacks. Inosuke got frustrated and charged without thinking. The 3 of them backed off as more obi appeared. Tanjiro. Inosuke. Please calm down. Zenitsu. Sleeping. We don't have to strike them simultaneously. We just need to make sure the 2 demon heads aren't connected. Belts surrounded Zenitsu and were about to squeeze him, but he slashed them. Tanjiro. Zenitsu is right. Even if they've beheaded their demon, we have to fight with everything we've got to behead ours. Inosuke looked at Zenitsu with surprise. Inosuke. He's like a completely different person now, isn't he? What gives? The 3 kept fighting, and suddenly, a vortex of blood blades erupted nearby, destroying the surrounding buildings. Tanjiro. Rimuru. Mr. Uzui. 3 belts targeted Tanjiro, who got distracted by the blood blades. Inosuke. Look out. Inosuke deflected the belts and saved Tanjiro. Inosuke. Focus on the battle. Tanjiro. Those 2 are strong. They can handle the other demon. Zenitsu. Sleeping. She seems to be the weaker of the 2, so one of us has to behead her and run away while the others help Uzui and Rimuru. Tanjiro. All right. But we have to hurry. The scent Rimuru and Mr. Uzui are giving off tells me they're poisoned and they won't be able to hold on. Blood blades came flying towards Tanjiro. Tanjiro managed to block it successfully. Tanjiro. I barely blocked it. That was close. The other demon is attacking us even as he fights Mr. Uzui and Rimuru. Tanjiro glanced at Rimuru and Uzui's battle with Gyotaro but was unable to see anything clearly as a large cloud of dust is obscuring his view. Tanjiro noticed that someone was on the roof of another building. Some of the obi began targeting a woman. Tanjiro. It's not safe here, you'd better leave. Alright. I'll hide for now, so go ahead and focus on winning. After the woman left, the 3 slayers continued to try and close the gap between them and Daki, but to no avail. Daki. Ha 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 ha. Your movements are getting more and more sluggish. I wonder which of you will be the first to fall apart. Inosuke. Damn it, Monichi and I are practically unscathed. We've got to start getting serious. The other three are all banged up from giving their all. What was the point of all that brutal training? What was the point? Inosuke. Your swords, Inosuke. Huh? Just as Inosuke is feeling frustrated, a voice called out to him. Daki and the three slayers looked up and saw Raphael flying in circles. Daki. A crow? Raphael. The demon's neck is as soft as cloth. The recommended course of action is for Inosuke to use his swords and strike in two directions, like cutting cloth with scissors. Afterward take the head and run. Inosuke. Excited eeeeeee. Sounds like a plan to me. If you want an attack for multiple directions, leave it to yours truly, Lord Inosuke, the dual wielder. Raphael. Tanjiro. Zenitsu. You two must protect Inosuke. After that assist with the battle against the other demon. Tanjiro. Zenitsu. Understood. Sleeping got it. Inosuke. Alright. Ready or not, Worm Lady? 'Cause Lord Inosuke and his underlings are coming through. Daki. Giggles, you can bring all the ugly freaks you want to fight, but it's not going to change a thing. Daki sends out more obi towards the trio, forcing them back a bit. Raphael. Commence attack. Inosuke. Let's go, stay close and don't let me down, underlings. Inhale beast breathing 8th form. Explosive rush. Tanjiro. Inhale water breathing 3rd form. Zenitsu. Inhale thunder breathing 1st form. Inosuke. RAHHHHHHH. Tanjiro. Zenitsu. Flowing dance. Thunderclap and flash, 8-fold. Inosuke charged at Daki at full speed, completely ignoring the obi as Zenitsu and Tanjiro protected him. Inosuke kept charging forward unbothered by the many cuts he received, which startled Daki. Inosuke then swings both of his swords and struck Daki's neck. Inosuke. I'm getting it done this time, Daki. You can't cut it off. There's no way you can, not with these beat up and chipped blades of yours. Inosuke. Beast breathing 6th fang, palisade bite. Inosuke started pulling and pushing his swords, using the Ike saws and successfully decapitated Daki. Tanjiro. Inosuke, you did it, Raphael. Hurry, take the head and run. You two help the Hashira. Tanjiro. Right, Inosuke grabbed Daki's head and held it above his head as he made a run for it. Inosuke. I got her head, I'm gonna take it far away so she can't stick it back on. Tanjiro. Be careful, Inosuke. Got it. Just as Tanjiro and Zenitsu were about to leave, Gyotaro suddenly appeared behind Inosuke and stabbed him from behind. Tanjiro. Inosuke. Tanjiro. What's he doing here? He was just fighting Rimuru and Mr. Uzui. Tanjiro quickly looked to where Rimuru and Uzui were fighting and saw that they were both defeated. Zenitsu. Tanjiro. Look out, Raphael. Warning, danger imminent. Tanjiro looked at Zenitsu and saw a wave of belts and blood destroying everything. Rimuru paused after the demon closed his left eye. It suddenly rushed in front of me. The demon swings his sickle in an uppercut motion to slice my face. I barely managed to dodge it, while the blade scratched my mask, leaving a cut on the right side of my mask. Tengen attempted to behead the demon but got deflected. I rolled underneath Mr. Uzui and got up. The two began fighting, blocking each other's blades as they continued to try and land a hit. Rimuru. Nervous, that was so close, I took a deep breath and leapt over the Hashira and swung my sword to assist him. Suddenly, a bunch of obi came crashing down from the ceiling. Mr. Uzui disengaged the demon and blocked the obi. I twisted my body to dodge while deflecting the ones I couldn't evade. Gyotaro. I thought you two were trying to confuse me with that little comment she made earlier, but it looks like you're lying about them being your Sugako. And here I thought you'd be different. As more obi started attacking from above, me and Mr. Uzui had to fight the demon while dodging the belts. Rimuru. Storm breathing 1st form. Flash flood. I ran around the area, slicing as many belts to lighten Mr. Uzui's burden while finding an opening for myself to attack the demon. Mr. Uzui threw a bunch of small orbs, which made the demon back off when they suddenly blew up. I then noticed the explosions had burned the debris, and the fire began spreading. Seeing an opening, I charged at the demon and leapt above it. Rimuru. Storm-breathing 6th form, Aerial Tempest. I spun around, using the momentum of my spin and slash at the demon rapidly. Mr. Uzui rushed to the demon from the opposite side and began his attack. The demon realized what's happening and fended off both of us. Gyotaro. Die, already. Blood came out of the demon's weapons and began using them like whips. We tried our best to dodge and block the attacks while avoiding the obi, but the attacks were too much and we received cuts. Tengen. So fast, Rimuru. This guy is like a praying mantis. Blood blades came flying out of nowhere towards me. I backed off from the fight and blocked the blood, but they felt heavy. Rimuru. Why are these slashes so heavy? Realizing that the blood blades are too strong, I switched to using water breathing and redirected the attacks. Tengen. Sound breathing 5th form, String Performance. The sound Hashira began twirling his blades and rushed toward the demon, deflecting all the incoming blood and obi. I followed his lead and charged at the demon. Rimuru. Wind breathing 1st form, Dust Whirlwind Cutter. I rushed at the demon, but he backed off, while used his sickle to deflect my sword. The fight had reached outside on the streets. Gyotaro. You two can use your noisy moves all you want, Hashira, but it changes nothing. The demon charges at me and swung his blades. Rimuru. Storm breathing 8 form, Raiju no Ken. I slipped between the demon's weapons and hit him in the face with my sword's hilt. The demon wasn't even phased and looked directly into my eyes. The demon then slashed my left shoulder, then delivered a reverse roundhouse kick and broke my right leg. Rimuru. Ow. After I received painful injuries, the demon returned his attention back to Mr. Uzui. The two then clashed weapons once more. I then noticed that the belts began focusing on attacking me. Rimuru. Water breathing 3rd form, Flowing Dance. I slashed and dodged the incoming attacks while wincing in pain. Once I finished off the obi, I went to help Mr. Uzui but got stopped by more belts. I then realized that the obi is preventing me from helping the Hashira as he is getting weaker and weaker. I stood back up but wobbled a bit from my injury and the poison. Rimuru. Damn it, if the fight lasts longer, the poison will kill us. Just as I tried to get up and bear the pain, I saw someone showed up and launched a volley of kunai at the two. Rimuru. Are those kunai? The demon had noticed the attack and began blocking them. Gyotaro. Blood Demon Art. Rampant Arc Rampage. The demon started swinging his weapons while blood blades burst from his body to block the kunai. I was then surprised that Mr. Uzui didn't back off and charged in instead. The demon tries to attack Uzui, but he dodges the attack and then severed the demon's legs. The demon was then hit in the neck by a kunai, wincing in pain. I saw an opening and charged in for the kill. Rimuru. Raahhhhh. Me and Mr. Uzui swung our blade, hoping to kill him. The demon smiled in amusement as it looked into my eyes. The kunai popped off the demon's neck and then regrew his leg. Gyotaro. Man. That poison sure packed a punch, but now it's my turn. Blood began oozing out of the demon's arms. Gyotaro. Blood Demon Art. Rotating circular slashes. Flying blood sides. The demon's blood swirled around its arms, becoming a vortex of blades. The demon brought his arms together to tear us to shreds. As the attacks closed in, it kicked up dirt, obscuring our vision. Rimuru. Crap. I quickly made a battle stance. Rimuru. Water breathing 11th form, Dead Calm. At the same time, Mr. Uzui began spinning his swords. Tengen. Sound breathing 4th form, Constant Resounding Slashes. Mr. Uzui and I began dispersing the attack. Suddenly, the onslaught had stopped, and the demon disappeared. Tengen. He's gone. I looked around to see where it went. I then suddenly felt danger approaching. Rimuru. Incoming. We both turned around and saw a lot of belts and dodged them. We then saw the demon and he has taken the person from earlier hostage who I assume is one of Mr. Uzui's wives. Gyotaro. You've got some nerve jumping into this fight, but now you have to suffer the consequences of that choice. Tengen. Hanatsuru. Mr. Uzui tries to save his wife, but more belts got in his way. Tengen. Leave her alone. Rimuru. I might be slower with a broken leg, but I gotta use my fastest move if I want to save her. I took a deep breath and focused all my energy into my arms and legs. Rimuru. Storm breathing fifth form. Sudden storm. I dashed towards the demon as fast as I could and stood behind of it. As I was about to swing my sword, the demon turned around and blocked my attack. Gyotaro. Chuckle too slow. Rimuru. I'm not done. Rimuru. Water breathing third form. Flowing dance. I twisted my body, slipping past the demon, and cut off its left arm. I then grabbed Miss Hanatsuru and carried her to safety. The demon rushed towards me. Gyotaro. Enough fooling around, you're going down. I blocked the demon's strike with my sword but made myself vulnerable to his follow-up. Mr. Uzui suddenly appeared behind the demon after getting away from the obi and swings his sword to behead the demon. Tengen. Rimuru Arashi, you have my utmost gratitude. The demon lowered his weapons in surprise. I used the opportunity to try and behead the demon. However, the demon successfully blocked our attempt and chuckled. Gyotaro. You really think you're capable of cutting off my head? Hate to break it to you, but that's not gonna happen. I tried to pull my sword out, but for some reason I couldn't. I looked at my sword closer and noticed that the demon's weapons got a hold of the blade. Uzui tries to use his other sword, but the demon spun its head around and grabbed it with its teeth. The demon's shoulders started bleeding, and more veiled blades came out. Rimuru. Sorry about this. I kicked Miss Hanatsuru away just in time as a burst of blood blades erupted from the demon and destroying the surroundings. After taking the brunt of the attack, I was sent crashing into the streets, and the building closest to me collapsed. I coughed up blood and then glanced at Tanjiro and the others. As my vision got darker and darker, I weakly glanced at the street, and saw Mr. Uzui protecting me. My vision faded to black as I heard sounds of destruction happening around me.